Happy Thursday, everybody. TIMBP Live is back. That means I'm back. Fighting off some crud. Sorry if I sound a little rough. I know I'm looking a little rough as well, but hey, that's just how that's how it's been going this week. So I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much to everybody who is here. Especially if you are watching on the replay. It is good to have folks both new and returning showing up for TIMBP Live. One of my favorite parts of the week. Let's see who's here. Don Nishida says hello from Japan. Hello, Don Nishida. I'm jealous of you being in Japan. Howdy for Mr. Darren Wright. Darren, I heard good news that you are going to be headed back to work soon. Congratulations, my friend. Hope that you get everything you want and need and more. Miss Stacy, 4-Leaf Whiskey. Hello, Stacy. Good to have you. Marty from Whiskey Knows. Hello, Marty. Good to have you in the chat. Brian Brennicky says, cheers all. Sugar Kitty says, meow. And hashtag multitasking. Well, meow to you too, Sugar Kitty. Good to have you. Tammy Brennicky as well, popping in and saying, hey, all. Hello, Tammy. It was good to see both you and Brian this past Sunday, even if it was just for a little bit. But reunions, man. They warm a guy's heart. It's very good to see you all. Very good to see you all. What does that mean? Hold on, I have to fix a light bulb. Give me 2 seconds. It just does this from time to time. Pay no attention. Everything's fine. I'm sorry. No. Please work. I don't have much light in here. I think I fixed it. No! Well, it might be a very dark stream tonight. Or it's just gonna flicker throughout the whole stream. Either way, Brian says, got my barrel rye bottles today. And if you want to get your barrel rye bottles, the link for that, actually, where is it? Here it is. The link for that is right here. Yes, you can grab your very own bottle of our newest is what I said, newest barrel pick from our friends over at Barrel Craft Spirits. This is a rye that has been finished in Armagnac, and it is spectacular. Brought it over to the It's Bourbon Night meetup on Sunday evening, and my mostly full bottle was almost gone up until Tuesday night when I brought it over to Mama and Papa Ritter's and we killed the bottle. Tony Bag of Donuts. Hi, Perry. It's not the same without a hug. I agree, my friend. Good to see you. Hot Toddy himself, Todd Cooper, the man, the myth, the legend. Evening, everyone. Evening to you as well. Apparently more than one, yes. In reference to how many Perrys does it take to screw in a light bulb. The bulb was hot. I'm sorry. Better dark than mute. Fair enough. My barrel where I showed up today as well. Nice. A nudist barrel, is it staves optional? Yes. It is staves optional. So, going to be doing something a little different tonight. Also, apologies still for the under construction background behind me, but that is, we're getting there. It is taking a little bit longer than I was hoping, but the wall is up. The mud needs to be sanded. Then I'll be painting, and then we will be getting to decorating and organizing, which I'm very excited to be getting into. Hopefully, I can just get some couches put up, and we can actually record down here. But we shall see. We shall see. I need to pour some whiskey in the glass. And I need you all to tell me, what have you been drinking recently? Or what are you drinking right now? And also, if you want to support the show through our method of super chats, they're known as Snuffy Chats. That can be done so at the Stream Elements link below. It goes to support not only This Is My Bourbon Podcast, TIMBP Live, but also our dear patron saint of the podcast, Mr. Snuffleupagus, right back there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All those in between. Can I help you? Thank you. The ghosts are helping with the electricity. But tonight, I've got a head-to-head battle, sorry for that, between two new American single malts, one finished in Oloroso sherry casks, and the other one is just a little bit higher proof. But the first one is the Jack Daniel's American single malt. This one is, in fact, finished in... Now, come on. Focus, you daggum camera. Just do your job. Oh, come on. Whatever. 90 proof. It's spooky! It is spooky indeed. And then, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show this label. But what's in here is a sample from New Riff of their Sour Mash Single Malt Whiskey. Batch 1, proof 113.8. Very excited to get into this. And then I'll be throwing a little something extra into the mix, which is an Oregon single malt that was sent to us by our dear friend Joseph Brazo. This is a peat malted Scottish barley, barrel aged in Oregon, distilled and bottled by Clear Creek Distillery in Hood River, Oregon. So yes, Bear is drinking peat tonight. Show it. I don't want to show it just because there sometimes is like a rule with distilleries, especially if we get some I don't know. It's not. There are some rules against it. I'll just say that. And I don't want to... the last time that we got samples from New Riff, we were told don't show the label. So I Was not told that this time, but I don't want to inadvertently do something I'm not supposed to. Otherwise, I would Anthony Iturieta. That name sounds familiar. If I go in and out, or if that light goes in and out, don't hold it against me. Oh my goodness. Donnie the Linux Cat. Hello, Donnie. Howdy to you as well, my friend. And hanging with Bill, Beer Lovers Wisconsin, the streetwalker himself. What's up, party people? What's up with you, Mr. Bill? Have you been watching out for Mr. Hands recently? He's gonna get me. No, Mr. Bill, it's safe. It's a me. I'm drinking a single malt from Three Floyds and Jack Daniel's twice barreled single malt. Nice. Yeah, this is just the regular American single malt from Jack Daniel's. Aged in new handcrafted charred white oak barrels and finished in the finest Oloroso sherry casks. Mark Emmenecker, welcome to the chat. I know a guy who knows a guy. He said nothing about new Riff labels. I agree with Tony Two Toes. Show it. Show it real fast. Okay? Gotta watch. How was that? Did that work? Is that satisfying? It's never safe. Bill. Oh boy, Tony is here. I think someone is calling me. Bill. Two Toes, bag of donuts, whatevers. Or whatevs. Sorry, Tony. Top of the evening to ya. I used to date Olorosa. As always, Anthony, good to have you here. Is Eric watching the Bills lose tonight? Probably. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that there is a good chance that he is watching his beloved Bills get decimated. Zopher, surprise, off of work early tonight, made it. Thank you so much for making it here, Fonzo. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, Tony, don't. Tony, don't. He was just making a joke, Tony. Emily Chambers, hello. Hi, y'all. Hi to you as well. I hope you are doing well, my friend. I do believe I have spent entirely too long not drinking whiskey, which means that now is a good time for me to drink whiskey. So I'm going to start out with the Jack Daniel's and see what's going on here. Nice dark color. Fairly good legs. Not bad. So hard to pause. That was a quick peek. Yes, it was. All right, I want to talk about what I do notice, and then maybe I'll talk about, I don't know, because this one's throwing me for a little bit of a loop, if I'm being honest. Floral, oak, maybe a twinge of like French vanilla. It is dry. It's a dry smelling nose. It smells like dry oak staves. I don't dislike it. It's a little stinky. it's a little stinky, honestly. But time to dive in. Hey, cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for being here again. Hope you've had a good week. And I hope that you're drinking good whiskey. It's very viscous. I mean, it has an incredible mouthfeel. There really is a lot, Zofer. There really is a lot of French vanilla up front. But I think that the influence of the sherry cask is so strong that the whiskey itself is struggling to find a foothold in the way that it needs to. That being said, this is delightful. Truly, this is delicious. I have no qualms drinking the Jack Daniel's American Single Malt. And I also have no qualms in welcoming Bourbon Bites. Hello, Clifton. Says cheers. Cheers to you too, my friend. I hope you are doing well. Oops. Clifton is into house. Indeed, indeed. I'm going to take another sip of that, actually, before I move on to the next one. Yeah, there's so much sherry on it. It is sherry heavy. And I am sherry excited to say welcome to the chat, Tyler Nay, our latest subscriber, and one of our latest Patreon members as well. Tyler, it is good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Hope everybody say welcome to Tyler. Make him feel welcome. Oh my goodness. It's Brian Bikey, Mr. Abandoned Bourbon himself. Hello, sir. Stay tuned to the podcast feed over the next few weeks because Brian might just be making an appearance. $5 Snuffy Chat from an anonymous donor. I don't know if they want me to reveal who they are, but I will just say thank you for your kind, generous donation, anonymous tipper. If you would like to do the very same, the Stream Elements link is below. And you get your message up here, right on screen. Anonymous said, cheers. Cheers to you. They will not stop it, Tyler. You are welcome, and you will be made to feel such. Welcome, Tyler. Tyler? Todd, there was something about that just really got me. Welcome, Tyler. Tyler? Oh, fantastic! That shouldn't have gotten me the way that it did, but it killed me. Mr. Will Hendo Henderson himself has joined the chat. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Will. I hope you've been well, man. All right, moving on to the new Riff Sour Mash Single Malt Cask Strength Whiskey. This one is not finished in any kind of sherry casks. Oops. Todd is recuperating. You are correct. Hang on. Apologies. Tony B, all the way in Florida, has joined us. Hello to you, too. Tony, good to see you in the chat, buddy. Tammy has been doing a little recuperating herself, if you know what I mean. Anyone else nerdy enough to read Campari's financial statement for quarter 3? I have not read it. Bill, I have not read it yet, but I actually probably will check in on that. Top Shelf Dustin. So obviously this is a complete trash podcast, but because I'm completely drunk on one of these 2 whiskeys, I had to hop on. Dustin, what's up, brother? It has been a minute. It is good to see you. I hope that you have been well. Cheers to you as well, dude. Was the complete trash podcast a reference to this week's episode? I'm curious. Because if so, I haven't seen anybody say that this week's episode was complete trash. We have actually had a lot of really solid positive feedback from it. But I can understand if there are people who do not feel like it was good. Oh, not just joking with you? Either way, thanks for being here. Over on Twitch, Afloat Commandern. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots, etc. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel, everything is in your hands. Turn it on /off/customize. Go to Streamrise RU. I will not be doing that. But thank you for stopping by. I've never listened to any of your pods, bro. Come on. I'm infuriated. Tony, I knew you would be infuriated. Joseph Brazo. Hello, sir. Good to have you in the chat. Oh, dadgummit. How do we feel about Obtainium? Love it. Obtainium makes great stuff. The Russians want to help me. Sounds like a great deal. It probably does. But no joke, this new Riff single malt keeps getting better by the day. I need another because I'm about to kill this. I only have my sample from New Riff, but I am ready to get into it. I prefer Unobtainium. I too. But it's so hard to find. All right, this is the New Riff. That smells like Kentucky whiskey. It is warm. It is oaky. There is a lot of toasted marshmallow on the nose as well. I think the malt is kind of presenting itself as a little bit of a grassier texture. Texture is not the exact right word, but I think you understand what I'm getting at. As far as like just the landscape of it, the grassiness is definitely apparent, but not in a youthful way. It's just like the grain is front and center in a mature way, I would say. I'm digging. I'm digging the nose, man. I'm digging the nose. I'm ready to get into this one as well. Brown sugar and cinnamon. Ooh, shed a tear. The malt really starts to present itself more. It gives way to this. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, it starts going like chocolatey towards the end too. A nice high percentage dark chocolate. I need to get some more of these newfangled single malts. I do like my good single malt. Contrary to the name of the podcast, I do like single malt products. Golly, this is so good. Also, I am so sorry. But I am muting my microphone. So question, this is a blend of 5 of their single malts. Did they use clear sherry casks in this one? I don't know. Dustin, I don't know. I barely know. What is a clear... Huh? All right, who's ready to school me? Dustin, school me on what clear sherry casks are. Is that in reference to the sherry that comes out of the cask? As opposed to like a red sherry? Oh, sorry. Is it clear they used sherry casks? No. If that's... Yeah. No, it is not clear that they use sherry casks. This really does taste to me mostly like it is first oak use only. But older. But I guess if it is... I mean, if it is... I thought Dustin was just schooling us on a new invention in the world of casks. Am I going to sell a kidney for that Eagle Rare? No. No. Did you... Will, listen to this week's episode. Listen to this week's episode, and I think you'll figure out whether or not I have any desire to spend $10,000 on one bottle of whiskey. But no, I don't think that it is particularly apparent that they use sherry casks in this. So I honestly didn't know that they do. So I'm learning something new all the time. So there is a first fill or near first fill sherry cask in this. But what's wild to me, when I first had this, I got 0 sherry in my bottle now. I can't not taste the sherry. Interesting. Jeff Wack, hello again, whiskey friends. Hello, Jeffrey Wack. It's good to see you, buddy. I hope you're well. Swan. Hi, Perry. I keep blowing you up over text, but you're here. Just got home, though, bud. Oh, my goodness. It's good to see you, Swanee. Swanee, come record a podcast with us soon, please. Speaking of podcasts, tomorrow is officially the 6-year anniversary of This Is My Bourbon podcast being launched. October 27th, 2017 was the very first episode of TIMBP. And I dare you to go back and listen to it and see how far we've come. But we'll be talking more about that on next week's episode. Triple Eagle, very unaffordable. You know, I read that before I said it out loud, and it got funnier as it was coming out of my mouth. Perry, your co-host is too busy watching the bills to know if the samples arrived today. Perhaps you can get the answer. I am sure it did, but I will find out. I will find out and let you know, Tony. Just found a 107 pick for $54. Ugh, Swan. Killing me. Here's the thing. I definitely like the two of these for different reasons. But the Jack is so off-profile malt whiskey. Can you fix that, please? Thank you. Do you need to try some whiskey? Sorry, I need to get caught up on chat. What the heck are all y'all doing in here? Thank you so much for being here. Goodness gracious, it's good to have a big group of folks for a night. Embellish Pod's here. What's up, John? So we're talking about that 25-year Eagle Rare. Did I read that right? This Warehouse P has never had a barrel bottled before this 25-year-old bottle. I think that's correct. Swan is still the bourbon finder. I agree. Yelling at the lighting guy behind the scenes. Harsh. It'd be at least I didn't go a full like Christian Bale. Was that Terminator that he was on where he did that rant against the boom operator or whatever? Is Pete up there messing with the light? He might be. He very well might be. Perry, I love you, but it looks like you're streaming from an Amazon packing facility. I'll come help you ship stuff. I'm really just streaming from my new studio filled with boxes. But this looks better than streaming on the other side of the basement. I don't even have a door yet, okay? I'm trying here. The guys who build the wall can only do it once every 2 weeks because one of them's got a kid and he has to take care of the kid. So it's just not moving as quickly as I thought. So that means Warehouse P has likely thousands of 25-year-old barrels in it. Or like 3. I don't know. I don't know what the over-under is on that. I don't know. See, here's the thing of this particular product, the Warehouse P Eagle Rare 25-year-old. I get the feeling that this was one of those that they didn't know what to do with, and they just threw it in that like temperature controlled warehouse that they have. I don't know. I truly don't know. I haven't read the whole press release. I just kind of saw that it was a thing. Christian Bale rant is classic. It is indeed. Y'all lay off the boxes. It's a new soundproofing method. I haven't watched it live on my PC in a while. This is interesting. What's it? I don't understand. It's just a box of rain. What do you want me to do for you? Bob Ritter's in the house. I mean, I have negative F's about the 25-year Eagle Rare. My question is when that warehouse came about and how many old barrels are in there. I mean, it's a good question. I don't have the answer to it. And I've done my share of speculating this week. So I'm kind of speculated out, honestly. But yeah, I'm curious what, if anything, we're going to see over the next few years that will be an ultra premium brand. The emojis being able to tag people, I'm sure there are other things I will accidentally discover. There might just be, Bill. Yeah, you are, Dan. Thoughts on the new Bomb Burgers? Speculate more. Did you text that to me, Swan? Which thread was that in, Swan? Oh, here it is. Bomb Burgers Declaration 100.2 proof. Culte barrel finish. C-U-L-T-E barrel finished. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. Good rule of thumb, YouTube is for PC users, F your phone/tablet. It's working pretty great on my Mac. Has for a long time, too. I think the thing that's really going against the Jack single malt for me is just how really sherry forward it is. Bomb Burgers is the first American whiskey to be finished. Why am I reading this? I could just show it. Can I share this? I don't know. Hold on. Nah. Too much. Okay, so Bomb Burgers is the first American whiskey to be finished in the extremely rare Colty barrel. To make this special barrel, our French cooper partner evaluates oak from prestigious French forests, including Aie? Too many French names, I don't know them. And the much revered Tranchois. And then hand selects highest quality tight grain wood. Because the Colty barrel represents the pinnacle of the French coopering craft, its ultra-fine grain profile has been sought after for years by wineries aging some of the world's finest wines. To finish our exceptional whiskey, we place fully matured small batch bourbon into a Colty barrel whose staves have been naturally air-dried and seasoned for 40 months before being toasted and charred to our proprietary specifications. The result is an elegant, rich, and complex bourbon. Huh? That's Michter's for you, going the weird route. My goodness. A Mac is okay, I suppose it's a real computer. It is a real computer, you're right. It's time for some Jack Daniels TBS Toasted Barrel Special Reserve Single Malt. There we go. I got there. That'll be awesome. I am curious about it now. I'm going to Nashville for work and spending a few days after going to all the places. Jack Daniels is definitely one of them. I wish I could get that Jack had a pour blind. It oddly gave me some Dusty Bourbon vibes. I can get on board with that. $500 is too much for bourbon. It's too much. It's too much for the bomb burgers. It's insane. 2023 bomb burger was pretty good, but I wouldn't buy another. Wouldn't get again. Twice barreled special release malted single malt. There we go. Swan did break me a little bit. So don't buy it. I won't. Donnie, just listen to this week's episode. 500 for a King of Kentucky. I'm down. Who's got me? Woo. Now I know what my barrel rings topic will be. There we go. Wait, what's the actual what's the actual KOK? Is it not King of Kentucky? But it's rare oak. It's just so rare. Double rare. Yeah, that's what I said. King of Kentucky. My mind was in the gutter. Lame joke. Okay, fair enough, Clifton. Best bourbon made in the last decade. Dang. Dustin, them some big words. Clinton was reading phonetically. Fantastic. Poperator's gonna bounce. Love and cheers to you all. Love and cheers to you too, Dad. Hope you guys have a good night. I just think I like the experience of the new Riff single malt better than the Jack Daniels overall. The new Riff is just more... for one, it's more complex. Two, it's just more straight up malt whiskey. Single malt whiskey. Oh, okay. I get it now, Clifton. Clifton. My goodness. Don't you know that there are children here? There shouldn't be. It's a whiskey channel. I'm gonna have some of this peated single malt from McCarthy's Oregon single malt whiskey. If you're coming in late, this is a peated single malt from Oregon using peat malted Scottish barley. This was sent to myself and, most importantly, my lovely wife, Lucy, by none other than Mr. Joseph Brazo himself. So thank you, Joe. Excited to get into this. I'm basically having scotch. I'm having American scotch. I'm having Ameriscotch. Yeah, Ameriscotch. And it looks like it too. Look at how light that is in color. Oh, that's so much peat. It's so much peat. I really like that McCarthy's. It's been good every time that I've tried it so far, Brian. What do my eyes and ears witness? Perry drinking not bourbon. What have I been doing for the past 45 minutes? Fonzo, I've been drinking single malts. Them's not bourbons. Tony box of samples with the $10 Snuffy chat. Here you go, Snuffy. There you go, buddy. That one was for you specifically, Snuffy. How does it feel? Good. A man of few words. Yeah, but it just became real at this moment. That's fair. MC, got to dip for a bit. See you. Send me some luck. See you later. Much luck indeed, and love. All right. Peated single malt from Oregon. Here we go. It's a much gentler peat on the palate than you would expect from the nose. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. That is actually something to learn, quote unquote, and talk about. Do any American single malts use a pot still versus a column still to provide the higher quality results? Now, off the bat, I don't know. And I think that exclusively... Does New Riff do any pot still distilling? I thought they were all column still. Somebody let me know. You gotta let me know. Please. I mean, my assumption is that if it's a primarily bourbon or rye distillery, they are using their... Oh, New Riff has a pot still. New Riff has a pot still, but it's mostly used for gin. So I have to assume they don't have capacity. Here's what's interesting about that. I don't know what their output of... I don't have to really look at the bottle. I don't know what their output of gin is at this point. But I would be curious how much single malt they're actually producing, especially since this is a sour mash single malt. You see what I mean? Sour mash single malt. Boom. It's the output 7 years ago. You make a good point. You make a fantastic point, one that I definitely did not consider. This didn't just happen a couple weeks ago. Sometimes, man. The single malt was 7 years old, and they were doing a 5-bottle limit at the distillery. So clearly, it was a pretty high output, especially for 7 years ago. And it didn't sell out fast. Interesting. I am curious why it didn't sell out fast. Something to be looked into, I suppose. such a mellow. I mean, really, it's such a mellow peated Ameriscotch. Buy McCarthy's though. I love the label. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera. Pretty okay. 85 proof. It's a heavy bottle, apparently. I've almost dropped it 17 times tonight. And at the top of the hour, it will be 18. This is a nice kind of like palette change. They definitely did make a lot. You're right. Just a nice like kind of palette switch up from the standard bourbon stuff, but it does make me miss bourbon, unfortunately. So I figured take the last few minutes to actually drink bourbon from a distillery I've already had tonight. Now I want to show this specifically. This is a new Riff single barrel, not a pick, a single barrel. Oh, please focus. At 116.5 proof. We drank this last week on Patreon. But that is definitely the highest proofs new Riff single barrel I have seen. And I'm curious if anybody has seen any single barrels higher than that. And I hear they have a really good peated malt. Oh, interesting. You have a 122 proof new Riff. Really? That's officially the highest proof I have heard from new Riff. And I mean by quite a lot too. Because, you know, before they kind of started creeping back up in proof, it was like, you know, 113, 114, which was like the sweet spot for me. And then, of course, they dropped down to like 103, 104, 106, I think was about the highest in that era. But it is nice that we're finally getting back up to 113 and above. 122.3. That's crazy. Dustin, was it a pick or it was the top of the Rickhouse barrel? There we go. Was it a pick or just an off-the-shelf single barrel? Because this was just on the shelf. It wasn't a pick or anything. It was a short barrel. It was a distillery bottle, but not for sale. What? What do you mean it wasn't for sale? How did you get it? I know how you got it. I know how people get things. There's bourbon. Like bartender picked buyers kind of bottle. Interesting. Always tip well. When I went to New Riff, they had just started Balboa Rye. Man, I love the Balboa Rye so much. What a great product. Dang. 6 cases from the barrel. That is nuts. Well, I will say that I can taste that this is bourbon, but the peat has definitely shot my palate. So, Turkey 101 for the rest of the night. And, I mean, I'm still going to finish this, don't get me wrong. But, like, I'm not wasting any good high-proof whiskey tonight. Comment of the night goes to Taylor Nay. It's not nuts. It's bourbon. It's not nuts. It's bourbon. You're right. You are right. New Riff has kind of gone to crap at the bar. Went with a friend and bought 2 pours of the Balboa. It was $38 before tip. Dang. Where is Ian when we need him? He's got to defend his beloved adopted distillery. I used to tell anyone to go to New Riff. I don't know if I've ever really had the full bar experience there. Because I'm usually there for picks. Does Ian even drink bourbon anymore? Did he quit? Surely he didn't. Ian, that bourbon guy? Surely he didn't quit drinking bourbon. But their new prices since they added the outdoor bar. They can go to hell. Goodness. Ian, that historian guy. He has shifted to a Cincinnati historian kind of vibe. You can be both. You can be both. Be both. ¿Por qué no los dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? Hanging with Bill and I had a blast at New Riff Bar in May. Maybe we'll do a Northern Kentucky trip up. I want to expand on TIMBP weekend next year. Just do something more. Are we all going online at noon tomorrow? Is this for the Whiskey Club stuff? Hello, mouse. Please work. At noon tomorrow, probably. 8-year-old malted rye and 8-year-old Bohemian wheat. Yeah, I'm probably hopping on for that. But so TIMBP Weekend 2024 is going to happen? Yeah. ¿Sabes que Whiskey Tube no habla español? Lo siento. Lo siento. But yes, TIMBP Weekend 2024 is going to happen. We just have a lot that we have to figure out about it. But that about does it for me this evening. Oh, Tater Dom. What up, homie? Good to have you in here. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for hanging out with me like you do every Thursday night for TIMBP Live. If you're listening to the audio version, thank you so much for checking it out. It will be in the audio feed of the main podcast on Tuesday. If you want to check this out again, hear what it's like when you can't see my face. Regardless, though, thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Be back next week. Back and fresher than ever, hopefully. At least not half sick. Regardless, see y'all real soon. Until then, I am Perry, and this is TIMBP Live.